Hello and welcome back to Clownfish TV. It is me, Kiki Sparkles. Today you're just gonna get me. I think tomorrow you're probably just gonna get me. So Neon is busy this weekend. It's just me this weekend. It's you and me time, so let's go. So there's a rumor going around. I'm not really sure what's going on 100%. This apparently happened last year as well. So Anime Expo is going on. And people are putting out warnings, so I'm letting you know, heads up, if you happen to be at Anime Expo, this may happen to you. They're allegedly saying that for artists who are selling fan art at Anime Expo, please be aware, representatives from Viz Media are going around giving out copyright strike violations. It's actually like DCMA type things. I'm not sure if it's exhibitor hall only at the moment, but I'm aware there are a lot of small artists up here who aren't Artist Alley. So they said that they were checking out Evangelion, Dragon Maid, Lucky Star file under some of their properties that they're giving out strikes for. People said that there might be someone trying to troll. I don't necessarily think it is, because I think this happened last year too. So they said, I was in a hurry to warn other artists when I made this tweet, so maybe copyright strike isn't the perfect word to use, but here's a cropped photo of the paper they handed to my booth. We're gonna look at this in a minute. Before we get into it any further, please like and subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a woohoo. Woohoo, and we're gonna look at this. So apparently they're giving out these papers to people. It's come to our attention that you are offering to sell merchandise in a manner that appears to infringe upon copyrights and trademarks owned by Viz Media LLC or Crunchyroll LLC. This activity will be reported to Anime Expo staff per their request. Failure to cease this activity may result in your expulsion from the expo. So basically they're going around checking everybody's tables. They have anything on their table that are fan made, that aren't like official merchandise for these different properties we're looking at in a second. They're basically clicking what you have and what type, and you have to remove it. If you don't remove it, you know, it could escalate it further. If merchandise in question embodies a work to which the right holders have rights, and if it is merchandise was produced or sold without the authorization of the rights holder, they may take action against you for copyright infringement, whether or not you're aware the merchandise is unauthorized. So here's what they're claiming. Here's the different ones that they're going after: Attack on Titan, Black Butler, Black Clover, Bleach, Chainsaw Man, Code, is it Yes? I don't know that one. Cowboy Bebop, Darling in the Franxx, I don't know that one either. Death Note, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z, Evangelion, Fairy Tail, Frieren, Fruits Basket, Fullmetal Alchemist, Saikuyu, Hunter x Hunter, Inuyasha, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jujutsu Kaisen, I can't speak, Jonji E2, Love is War, Kaiju number 8, My Hero Academia, Nada. They're just writing them in. Lucky Star, Dragon Maid, they weren't even on the list. Naruto, One Piece, One Punch Man, Orange High School Host Club, Sailor Moon, Soul Eater, Spy X Family, The Time I Got Reincarnated, Tokyo Ghoul, Tower of God, Trigun, Vampire Knight, Yu Yu Hakusho. The types of merchandise they're looking for: backpacks, apparel, dishware, jewelry. I guess they have spaces here to write that stuff into. So they're being given a list and they're going around. Now, I believe this is just the main expo floor. This is not Artist Alley. Because when you look at the comments, people bring up that they think that it's just Artist Alley is. Yeah, I know it happened. They're talking here that they did it last year too, because artists got copyright struck. I saw this on the Anime Expo Reddit thread. It was Crunchyroll and Viz were walking around passing DMDCs to people. Okay, so they're doing the takedown. Basically, they're not copyright striking you, but they're telling you to take it down, or they're going to copyright strike you. It's a warning. It's like cease and desist, okay? Cease and desist type thing. So, people are talking about, they said, yeah, they do this every year to us. Last year they made us pull our Attack on Titan stuff. That's the only one they made them pull, though. They said, is this typical for your booth at Con Exhibit Hall? Artist Alley is typically not affected by this and the whole concept of the place. So the con should have notified artists in the exhibit hall. A lot of conventions do, though. If you look at the terms of service for conventions and stuff, they'll tell you you're not to have copyrighted material because they don't want to get sued. And they tell you that flat out. And they said that they reserve the option to tell you to take it down or remove you. And a lot of times they don't enforce it. But Viz and Crunchyroll, I think, are there, so they're enforcing it. They probably sent their people around to do it. Yeah, somebody else brought this up, which is funny because Neon said the same thing. But they just talked about, they just got RWBY. So yeah, Viz just is the home for RWBY now. So now they're probably going to start going after people about, RWBY if you have Ruby art or anything that you're not supposed to have, they're going to start going after you for that. But it does seem like Artist Alley seems to be fine. It's if you're in the, regular vendor spaces that you're going to have a problem. This person said that they're running into the same problem, but on Etsy. They said Viz has been cracking down hard on fan-made merch of their properties. I don't know what triggered it. I've had some Inuyasha buttons on Etsy, never sold, but they were taken down months after they were put up. Kicker is I was told I was infringing on their copyright, while I still see plenty of places selling official art, likely unlicensed, on a variety of things at cons and online. Yeah, that happens a lot on Etsy. Basically what happens is somebody sees your stuff and flags you, or one of their people go out and find you, and then you get taken down while all these other people are still left up. And a lot of times they're even more egregiously copywriting than you are, but they get to keep selling and you don't. It sucks. The only way to stop that is if you flag them too, but most people aren't going to do that because you're not going to be an a-hole just because they're an a-hole. But usually something gets flagged or they have someone going out and looking into it. But apparently this has been going on before. People mentioned about Ruby. It's disappointing to hear. They only target Exhibitors Hall. We've been given strike 1 year in Exhibitors Hall and told us if we had been in Artist Alley, it would have been fine. Usually, okay, what I've heard about this usually is if you're in an Exhibitors Hall and you're mass producing things, like you're making, Artist Alley a lot of times is mass producing too, but if you're in the Exhibitors Hall and you have the wall of prints and none of them are official prints and you're mass producing and selling a massive amount because you're in the bigger hall, they tend to crack down on those people more than somebody who's Artist Alley might just be doing like a sketch or a one-off, even though people sell prints in Artist Alley too. But they do usually seem to attack the Exhibitors Hall far more than they do Artist Alley. They usually look the other way. But eventually they're probably going to start cracking down on Artist Alley too. I don't know what people are going to do because Artist Alley is mostly made up with this stuff. Let's be honest here. It said even countries with strict copyright laws like Japan pretend not to see fan-made goods at events. What Viz is doing is pure evil. Official work cannot survive alone without fan works. That's something else too. People make this stuff because they love it, but they also make it because they know it's going to sell. But the fans keep it going, and if you're out there, it's a bad look. I get why they want to do it, but it's a bad look if you keep going out there and giving copyright strikes and cease and desist to fan-made art because you don't want it to infringe upon you. But is the negative reception of that worth, and the damage you take to that worth what you'll make back, because if those people would buy your stuff, maybe they like their version of it better than your version of it. You know what I mean? Is it worth the negative feedback and the black eye for not that much money, if we're being honest? Viz apparently thinks it is. Now, they own a lot of things, or they have the rights to a lot of things. If you go out to their Wikipedia, they're currently licensed. What they have now, they have this whole list. Viz Originals, there's a whole ton here. Viz Media, it goes on and on. They have tons. Like a lot of the good things people are watching now or reading now, they have. And this is just for the manga stuff. And then you come down here, this is still going. We have a whole section of formally licensed, which I'm not going to go through because it's not in play now. But it's going. You go down to Sojo Beat. They have the stuff here. They have stuff via Shonen Jump. They have apparently the rights to use. This is formally licensed, but I know they have, here's the anime, currently licensed anime. They have a bunch of Pokemon, Bleach, all this stuff, Inuyasha, tons of Naruto, Sailor Moon. So a lot of it's going to be falling into these categories because Viz has a lot of things. And what's happening is they're wanting nobody to make anything that they aren't profiting from, which, I get because they're paying to use it. But the flip side, like I said before, is the black eye worth the little bit of money that you might stop from being sold? Because it doesn't mean they're going to buy it from you, Viz. I mean, if they don't buy that person's print, doesn't mean they're going to go buy one of your official ones. You know what I'm saying? It's like if they don't buy that person's little plushie they made, doesn't mean they're going to go buy your plushie. So it doesn't mean you're going to get that money back. It just means that people aren't buying it from somebody else. But it's not new. This has been going on. Just heads up, if you were setting up and you were in the exhibitor hall, they're going to probably give you this. If you have these items, you might want to make sure you take it off your table. Also check out especially if you're at a big expo, and if Viz and Crunchyroll are going to be there, you probably even want to be extra vigilant. But if you're at big events and you read the paper they give you with the guidelines, if it says on there about no copyrighted material and stuff like that, just understand that there's a very good chance you'll be asked to remove it. Keep that in mind. If they don't ask you, you're fine. They might just, you know, be prepared if that happens. It's something that's been going on for a while. Heads up. So please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.